brand new episode of NH Unscripted. Happy listeners. I'm your host, Ray Dudley. Spot me in a crowd because I'm wearing my Nehru jacket, got my bell-bottom pants on. We're coming from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. You know the rule. You folks are obligated to get back on your waterbeds, get the lava lamps going, fire up the incense, because we have a burner for you today. I am telling you. We are coming 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Tell you a little bit more about what's going on out there towards the end of the show. Just so you know, we here at WKXL are celebrating 80 years of community radio. Yeah, 80. Dang, it's a long time to do anything. 80 years. Unbelievable. Happy to be around. I need to thank my sponsor. That would be Big Dog Sauce Barbecue Sauce. Head on out to their website, BigDogSauce.com. I was out there the other day. They have some incredible stuff. They only use pure ingredients. High fructose, corn syrup, garbage. Some of this sauce, this is blackberry ginger with dark cherry bourbon glaze. I would drink that, and then I put it on my food. Holy Toledo. We love those folks. We get them in once a month. Talk about barbecue. Everything about barbecue. With competition, backyard barbecue. Those guys, they're just unbelievable. Now they're going nationwide. By the way, they also have free shipping nationwide, no minimum order. We love them. Big Dog Sauce Barbecue. HTTPS. That's those old folks still use that. //www.BigDogSauce.com. Head out there. We love us. Thank you for sponsoring this show. Well, you know, we here at NH Unscripted love the oldies. And so, you'll be happy to know it's a lucky day the rock and roll gods have smiled on us. This Friday, January 23rd, over the Capitol Center for the Arts, the Fab Four tribute band for the Beatles is going to be playing. Grab your favorite squeeze, be that your wife, your girlfriend, hey, bring them both. Head on out there. We have on the line today a member of the Fab Four, Ron McNeil. Good morning, sir.
We're ready to rock and roll on the program tonight. It's going to be great, Ray.
Oh, I love it.
I've got Yoko with me and all that. This is great.
You're killing me.
How you doing, Ray? Great to be on.
I am well, thank you. I was so happy when I got the invitation to talk with you. Ron, I was looking at the information that came out. Your group is Emmy award winning. Is that true?
That's right. We paid a few people to get that, but it still looks nice.
It works,
on the shelf.
It works.
No. We did a few years ago. We did a PBS special, and it won an Emmy. So we're happy with that. As a musician, you want to win a Grammy, but I'll take the Emmy as well.
No kidding. Ron, I'm going to give a little bit of the spiel here that was handed to me. Ron has performed all around the world, including Japan, Hong Kong, Argentina, in front of an audience of 30,000 people in Brazil. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. In Malaysia, he was invited to play for the Prime Minister in a special performance. He's also chosen to play numerous shows to promote the Beatles anthology video released by Turner Home Entertainment. His incredible luck and sound-alike abilities have created the ultimate loving tribute to John Lennon. Each done his uncanny rendition of Imagine captures the spirit of the man who I really loved. Ron, how did this even come about?
Well, first of all, checks in the mail. Thank you for reading that, without a hitch. I dig that. Well, I got started I didn't grow up with the Beatles, but my older sisters did, and I quote unquote borrowed their records along with their Monkees records and Paul Revere and the Raiders, and I fell in love with the Beatles. And,
oh my God, dude, I love you. Those are great bands. Wow. So
yeah, my sisters had good taste.
So, when did you think this was going to be a thing, the Fab Four?
Well, it started, my father took me to the original Broadway show, Beatlemania, late 70s. So I was just a kid, and I thought, wow, isn't this great? All this music I'm learning just for the fun of it, I might have a job. So a few years later, I got in touch with a guy named Artie, who plays Paul McCartney in our group, and we formed this thing called the Fab Four, and in hopes that it could be as big as the Broadway show. Of course, it's not that big, but we do have an Emmy. But and we got it started and took it to Las Vegas, and a couple of years later, here we are, still doing it.
So this is a huge undertaking, right? You two things about this. One, it's the Beatles. It's not like you're in like some small group from the 60s. You guys packed on a heavy lift here. Were you ever intimidated, thinking, I don't know if we can do this? I don't know. I mean, they're right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, well, John Lennon. There's no pressure there, right?
No, sir. No.
A little bit, but that's why we call it the ultimate tribute, not because we think we're the best, but it is the ultimate tribute to the ultimate band in the world. The Beatles, like you said, changed everything. The greatest songwriters on the planet, and
everything
changed music forever, changed fashion, changed our attitudes, changed everything. And so, yeah, we took it seriously. That was one of the reasons why the guy I was telling you about, Artie, who plays Paul McCartney, who's a right-handed guitar player, bass player, decided to learn left-handed for the show. So if we're going to make this the ultimate tribute, we better make it, this is, like you said, a lot of pressure here. It has to be good. And we have our George Harrison, who actually is from Liverpool, England. Guy looks just like George Harrison. And we've put it together in a nice little, organized entertainment package so that people can see something that if you grew up with the Beatles, you get to remember those times. And if you didn't grow up with the Beatles, gives you a chance to experience at least what the music would have sounded like live on stage in a live setting. So that's really important to us, to make it good, to make everybody happy and all the fellow Beatle fans to enjoy the music,
It's beautiful, by the way. I was at the YouTube, and my God, it sounds wonderful. So
Thank you.
Beautiful. And the costume. I wanted to talk to you about who you paid for the Sergeant Pepper costumes. My God, they're gorgeous.
Thank you. Well, we've had a couple of people over the years. We've had one guy was making Star Trek costumes, and we took him the album cover and said, "Can you do this for us?" And he said, "Yeah." And
wow.
Now we have a gal, Robin. She has her own company there in Los Angeles, and she makes our Sgt. Pepper suits. And yeah, I mean, those have to be authentic too, because obviously people stared at the album cover for so long. You got to know exactly. Has to be exactly what it looked like. And so, yeah, we're happy to have, and it's really nice to go through the changes too. We grow the mustaches along with the Pepper suits and go through all of their changes that they went through as a band.
So, take me back to the early. I really am intrigued here about. I love small business people. This is like another level. It's one thing to say, I could play the songs. It's another thing to say, I think we can do something really great, a tribute. And then how do you start? Did you have to do like small pubs and stuff? Where did you begin for this?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I met Artie in Los Angeles. We were, lived relatively close to each other, and we started putting the group together and that's exactly what we did. We played some small clubs in LA, and we decided, we were starting to get a lot of attention. Obviously, it's music of the Beatles, so it's going to be good, but
right.
We realized we were starting to get a lot of attention that maybe some of the other Beatles bands weren't getting, and starting to realize that this was taking us somewhere. When we got the call to go to Las Vegas, I think that's when it kind of blew up a little bit. We had a couple weeks at what was then the Las Vegas Hilton, I think now it's called Westgate, but we got an opportunity to play one of their rooms there, and they liked us there and kept calling us back. And I have a little bit of show background. Some of my training helped us, I think, carry us over the top, making it more into a show rather than just, like you said, a bunch of guys who play the songs. A lot of people can play the songs, but let's face it, if you're going to put a group together that's imitating the Beatles, you have to look something like your character, you have to sound something like your character. So you guys have to be relatively the same height and age.
Hang on, hang on, just a second. We can take a break. Oh,
sure.
Cliffhanger, baby, cliffhanger. You're listening to NH Unscripted. Hey, coming to you from the YMCA-like condition to the WKXL studios in Concord. Smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, baby. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Ron McNeil from Fab 4 is online. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Get out those blacklight posters, baby. Got one today for you. We really, really do. We're coming to you from the Hollywood Squares like things of the KXL Studios in Concord. I love to sit in Center Square. The old Pauline Square, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. 101.9 for those beautiful souls of Manchester. God, we love you folks down there. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Folks, January 23rd. 7:30, the Friday night. Get out of the house. Go to the Capitol Center for the Arts. Go see the Fab Four, the ultimate tribute to the Beatles. Ron McNeil's online. He's John Lennon in the show. Ron, tell me how this sounds stupid, but how has it been accepted? How's it been accepted by the general public?
Well, pretty good. Like you said, we have an Emmy. But I think everyone loves the Beatles, right? And I think what most people pick up on is the attention to detail. You know, we're one of the only four-piece Beatles groups in the world that perform everything live on stage. We don't have any backing tracks. There's no fifth Beatle off to the side of the stage. There's no Yoko. So it goes well, and people love it. What's great to see too are people who grew up with the Beatles and their kids, and it's just crazy. Everybody knows the words. Everyone loves the Beatles. So I think it's been, a great ride.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife asked me this. I said I'm talking to a gentleman from the Fab Four, and she said, "Do you think they do it live?" I was like, yeah, they did. Yeah. Your website, so I'm going to hear thefab4.com. It is loaded with stuff.
Yeah.
Are you, when you guys play, do you don't take requests, right? You just have a set you play? How's that work?
Yeah, we do take requests. We just don't play any Rolling Stones. But
Dude, dig.
We have a standard set that we play generally. This particular time down there, we're doing what we call every year we have some themed shows. One year we did all of Revolver. Last year we did a show called USA Meets the Beatles, which is more focused on the Ed Sullivan years. And this year we're doing songs from the film Help. So we're focusing on that. And, of course, all the other hits around it and Sgt. Pepper in the later years as well. But generally we do. I mean, unless you could request something crazy like, look up my name, you know my name, look up the number, I think. I think we'll be okay.
I had seen where you get a lot of repeat audience members. They love the show. And I had seen where one of the comments was that apparently you're in the contract, I think, to do certain songs, certain things in the set. Is that true?
Not necessarily. There's no hard contract or anything like that. But you're obligated to play Twist and Shout and A Hard Day's Night and Hey Jude and Get Back, and some songs that, everyone's expecting for sure. But we do try to change it up, like I said, some of the theme shows that we've been doing the last couple of years. And it's worked out. It's been nice for us because as entertainers, we've been doing that standard show, which is basically the hits of the Beatles, for years. And now it gives us a chance to branch out and do some of the songs that we haven't done in quite some time, which may include some of the requests. We get a lot of requests for songs. We get a lot of requests for, some weird ones that you wouldn't think of. Norwegian Wood is one we get a lot of requests for, and so we did that in our Rubber Soul show.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it gives us a chance to branch. Yeah, it gives us a chance to branch out, which is nice.
Are you finding that folks lean more towards like the early stuff or the later stuff? Does your audience kind of migrate? Are they breaking off into these categories of the old folks like me who kind of really like some of the older stuff?
So when you say older, are you talking early Beatles?
Yes.
What we call early Beatles or later Beatles? Like early,
yeah.
It's always a weird thing. The Beatles got older, but that's their later material. But anyway, it depends. It's really weird. Everyone has their favorite era. We do have a lot of people that like the early stuff. For me personally, I like sort of that middle period, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper, they're really being great songwriters and starting to understand how to really craft a song and then also how to make a really, really interesting record and really coming into their craft. That's my favorite period. But it really varies. You'll ask somebody who go, oh, no, I don't like the early stuff. I love Abbey Road and the White Album. And then you'll have people go, oh, no, I don't like when they grew a beard. I like the early stuff. So it just depends.
Yeah, the early stuff I could see where a lot of folks might think that's more along the candy kind of stuff, where later on, my gosh, if they would evolve, start migrating and trying all different instruments. And so I saw where I want to touch base on that 30,000 in Brazil. Was that for the Fab Four, or was that something else?
That was one of my earlier Beatles groups I was in. We did a convention out there. Yeah, it was like a soccer field, and they have those, like Taylor Swift will have the different screens and then a set of speakers, then another set of screens and a set of speakers. And so that, 100 yards down the line, people can still hear and see what's going on. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a blast. That's definitely the biggest audience I've ever played for personally. And the Fab Four, we've played a lot of different places, including a lot of places that the Beatles themselves performed at, the Hollywood Bowl. Obviously, we've been to Liverpool. We played the Cavern Club and a bunch of other great places. It's been a great ride.
Yeah, I'll bet it has, man. Do you ever think your life would end that way? I mean,
well, be careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah, no kidding, right? So tell me about the Ed Sullivan. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say everyone dreams about being a Beatle, but, since the Beatles are the Beatles, I never thought that would happen. But when I saw Beatlemania, it kind of clicked in my head. Oh, there's like impersonators, and I can go and do that and play the music I love and travel around the world. And it's been, like I said, it's been a great thing and a dream job, really, for me.
The Ed Sullivan one that you had mentioned, do you have somebody who plays Ed Sullivan?
Oh, yeah. We have actually.
They got it. Your audience have to get a kick out of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can have somebody up there on the screen, but it's way funnier to have the guy come out, right down our hill, all you youngsters out there. It's really fun, and the audience gets a great kick out of him too. So we have a couple guys who do Ed Sullivan, but we did that whole recreation. We put the little commercials in there, and
you did?
All right, you settle. Oh yeah, settle down. We did the Ed Sullivan one. That was really funny.
Dude, that's crazy. Your YouTube site needs to be updated, by the way, but it's a treasure trove of stuff out there. I mean, it's really impressive to see how you guys sound and look.
Well, thank you. Mostly what happened with YouTube was we uploaded most of the stuff that we were allowed to upload, but then we realized that most people were, coming to the shows and taping it. One guy, we have I don't know, it's in the millions, 7 million the last time I looked, 7 million hits on one of the shows where he just set up his camera and let it roll for the whole show. So we figure, 18 million now. So a lot of times we've just figured that was just easier for people to just look up Fab Four on YouTube and find us. And it was just easier than having us upload it. And there was a little bit of legal things too with us. So, like for example, we couldn't upload our PBS special because of what we signed. But someone else uploaded it, and we said, okay, well there you go. People can watch. People can watch us that way.
Dang. 18 minutes. That's a lot of views, baby. A lot of views.
That's a lot of views.
Do you guys yourselves have certain songs that you prefer, that you lean towards?
Oh yeah. I mean, with the Beatles, it's hard. There's so many great songs, and every song has a different memory and feeling. And then there's songs in the show which we do that are great for me. Obviously, as Lennon, I get to sing "Twist and Shout," and we do "A Day in the Life" live on stage. Sometimes we do "Strawberry Fields" on stage, and we're the only four-piece in the world that performs those songs on stage live. And so, but they're all great songs.
All right. Hang on there, Ron. Hang on. Take a break. Make some money for the station. You folks are listening to NH Unscripted. Yeah, we're celebrating 80 years of community radio. Heck yeah, we are. We're coming to you from the Green Acres like digs of the KXL Studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. Poor kids get the 8 transistor. Some of us have a 16. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We're talking with Ron McNeil from the Fab Four, coming to the Capitol Center for the Arts. Friday the 23rd. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Yeah, we are one toke over the long sweet years. Coming to you from deep within the bunkers of the KXL Studios in Concord. 101.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans for all those beautiful souls in Manchester. Gosh, we love you folks down there. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Ron McNeil on the line with us. Ron is part of the Fab Four called the Ultimate Tribute. Ron, it's a pretty big moniker to carry there.
Yeah, we named it after the Ultimate Cheeseburger, which was cool. And then we just said Fab Four, the Ultimate Tribute. I think that'd be better. Rolls off the tongue real well. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Beatles tributes, like and there's a Beatles tribute in every town in the world.
No kidding.
But like I said, we selected a bunch of different guys to make sure that the quality was good and that people are seeing and hearing what they remember, so that their own memories are reflected in our music, which is what we hear a lot when we perform our shows.
Did you feel a lot of pressure to be as precise as possible?
There is actually, as a musician, on my own, I would want to maybe add something or play a chord a little differently, but there's really no room for that in the show. If we wanted to do our own versions of these songs, we could do that, but that's not what we're being paid to do. That's not what we're being asked to do. So not only do I have to hold the right chord in the right position, but I have to hold my hands in the right position, playing on the right guitar, playing through the right amp, while holding my stance the way John Lennon would hold, and holding my head the way he would hold it. It's not necessarily the way I would perform, but I have to do that because that's what people are expecting. So, yeah, after a while, and being in the boots and, wigs and things, it takes a little, out of you, but it's a labor of love for sure.
How long is the average show run?
The show runs about 2 hours. The first set usually covers the early material of the Beatles from the Ed Sullivan era up until about Rubber Soul, and then we take a little bit of a break. We grow some mustaches, and we do Sgt. Pepper and into the Get Back era when the Beatles split up. So it's kind of a rough chronology of their history.
Do the when you take the break and you come back out with the mustaches and stuff, do the people go wild?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. People love the costumes. It's so colorful. You know, it's funny because you put color lights on those costumes and they turn different colors. So we always tell people just put the white lights on because then you're able to see the true color of it. Then we can get psychedelic with the lava lamp and all that stuff.
Yes, talking my language, man. Talking my language. I love it. You folks had in some of the information you gave me. You folks have been on. Let's see, Entertainment Tonight, Good Morning America. How was that? Mm-hmm. Did you ever think as a kid growing up you'd be on like Entertainment Tonight?
Yeah, no, it's been a strange ride for sure. Entertainment Tonight. Yeah, Entertainment Tonight. We were doing a show to celebrate the release of the Hard Day's Night on DVDs. That was quite a while ago. And for some of the other shows, we have a Christmas album. So we were featured on those television stations for the Christmas album, and then we were on. Ellen DeGeneres did a special on one of the networks that wasn't her regular programming. We were on her show as well. And so, I mean, like I said, everyone loves the Beatles, and it's flattered to be asked. We were also asked to be the Beatles' sort of body doubles in Rock Band. So, you know, if you're playing Rock Band, the game, I don't know how many young people listening to your program, but the game Rock Band, when the Beatles' bodies are moving, that's our bodies. So, you know, people call us for different things like that. We also did that for the Yellow Submarine film, which never got finished, by Robert Zemeckis. And so it's nice to be called, you know, to be considered, you know, one of the top Beatles performers in the world, to be called for these different things. We also had a couple of our guys do the same thing for the Love Show in Las Vegas. So it's been a great ride.
The Love Show, is that the Cirque du Soleil one?
Mm-hmm. The Cirque du Soleil, yeah, just stopped, but for years they were using our movements in that show as well.
So I'm enamored by this. I mean, it's one thing. Yeah, come on, it's one thing to play in a pub, and then another thing to play in a little larger venue. But now you're being tagged by Zemeckis and Ellen DeGeneres, Entertainment Tonight. Come on, you're living a dream, baby.
It's so funny. We had Penn Jillette come up to us in Vegas, and he did an overdub for us on our shows, which we use every night, that introduces us, basically. And he was so enamored by Artie playing left-handed. It's like, you know, how in the world do you do that? You know, how do you flip the thing left-handed and play? It's like driving backwards. And we just said the same thing to him. It's like, we're all fans of the Beatles. If we weren't on the stage, we would be in the audience watching the show. We just love it, and we feel, you know, honored to be representing their catalog and carrying on the Beatles music live.
I wonder.
Oh, and there you go.
You got a friend in the background there?
Yeah, it's Hey Bulldog.
Is that true? Is that true?
It's a Beatles joke.
Yeah, I get that. Were there any? So you're starting out. You're playing the Beatles. Any legal issues? I was wondering about copyright, and you know they were pretty tight with their music, you know, the legalities of their music. Did you have to like overcome any hurdles to be able to do this?
Oh, we pay the Beatles more than half of our income. Believe me.
You did.
I'm just joking. No, it's a small. It's a big show, but we play like a normal band could play anything, Louie Louie, or, you know, songs by the Stones, or anything at a local theater would have publishing rights, and so we pay those. But there's not anything like that. The Beatles haven't said anything about that per se to us, and I think they feel like we do, like we're carrying on the music in a way that they can't really see anymore. We saw McCartney. I went to see McCartney here in Chicago. We drove up to Chicago and saw him, and it's amazing to see him performing. We've seen Ringo before, but you can't see the four guys, and we know we're not the four guys. We're not that crazy, but you know. But it is a great thing to see the four Beatles on stage again, and people can pretend like they're watching it, and that's what we're doing. We're the great pretenders.
In a way, right? Yeah, of course. It's funny. I was taping a show the other day, and I was talking about memories and how music takes us back to certain spots where we're in our lives. And you must have people who come to you and say, "Oh, I remember where I was when I heard that song. I was doing that, I was dating this girl," or, something like that, right?
Oh, that's exactly it. That's exactly what we are. We're just a mirror of everyone's different memories. And for the most part, the big hits are the ones that most people grew up on or had a memory with. You graduated that particular year, or something happened to you, or whatever the good memories are. People, like, a lot of times they'll hear the intro of the song. We won't say what song it is, right? And they'll just hear the intro and go, "Oh," you hear the whole audience gasp. You hear the intro to Strawberry Fields or something, and you're going, "Oh no, this is just taking me right back,"
Yeah.
So it's fun. Yeah. It's fun for us too to see that response.
Do you guys have stuff that you can sell, like shirts or things at the shirts? That's kind of a lame way to put it, but do you have stuff that you are?
Yeah, I'd sell Artie if I could, but if I could get enough money for him. But
he's worth that much, huh?
No, he's not. Like, we sell T-shirts, and we do have some CDs. Like I said, we have a Christmas CD, and then we have a couple of live CDs, which again is the same thing. You just pay the publishing, and you could record a Beatles song and not worry about it. You just got to pay the publishing, and so yeah.
So the show has evolved over the years. Where does it go from here?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't think I've actually ever been asked that question. It did evolve. I can answer those questions because that happened in the past. Like I said, just a club band playing 3 or 4 sets a night of Beatles stuff has gone down to 2 sets, where it's now, we've honed the show and we understand which songs work better on stage, even though, for example, I might like a rarity like "And Your Bird Can Sing." We can't necessarily do that one, but we do have to do "Help." So it's involved. Who knows where it's going to go,
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, I'll let you tell you that one more time when we come back. Give you some time to think about it. You folks are listening to NH Unscripted. I knew you were happy to be out of bed. I am. I got my little bunny slippers on here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on the Sony Walkmans. We are coming to you from the Laugh-In Like Digs of WKXL Studios in Concord. So happy to be there. 101.9 FM for those beautiful, beautiful souls of Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. I am beside myself because I get to speak with Ron McNeil today from the Fab Four, the ultimate tribute, coming to the Capitol Center for the Arts Friday, January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Don't be cheap. Take your favorite squeeze. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL Studios in Concord. Yeah, that's right. Come to get all my back rubs. Yeah, a little lower. Thank you. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. If you were to go out there, you will find a plethora of archives of this show, plus all the other great stuff that takes place here at the station. You'll spend hours. You get up 2, 3 in the morning, need a friend, go on out there, NHTalkRadio.com. I'll be there. Yeah, you'll find me. This show airs live Wednesdays and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. with a re-airing Wednesday and Friday evenings at 8 p.m. And because we're celebrating 80 years of community radio, they have allowed this beautiful show to do a Monday oldie show, which we now call NH Unscripted Hits the Wayback Machine. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Ron, I was asking you about the evolution of this show initially. So, are you content with where it is right now? Or do you, like, as you look at it, say, we could tweak a few more things here and maybe do something else or different?
Well, we're always trying to grow the show. I would always say in other interviews that the Beatles aren't writing any more material, so we have all the songs in the canon. But here, last year they released another song. So,
That's
but
right, I forgot
as far as the show goes, yes, that weird.
Yeah. So are you?
So
is it a collaboration? Do you all kind of work on where it might go, what you want to do, the ideas, the things that take place, or is it kind of your baby?
It's a combination of all those different things. I have a little bit of more of a show background than the other guys do, so sort of the format and the organization of the whole thing was kind of my idea, but the guys always come up with some great stuff and some great ideas. You never know where the show could go. We've done a whole bunch of different themes where we've introduced different things from, for example, the Beatles films into the shows and different kinds of skits and dialogue and different things that we can do and still make it an enjoyable concert without making it a long, boring play or something. But, with this AI, I'm wondering if we're going to be needed at all anymore. You walk into a theater and see the Beatles up there, and we're out of a job.
Yeah,
hopefully that doesn't happen. But we try to hire the guys that, look the best and sound the best so that people can get the best experience. But who knows?
You mentioned that you incorporate other things. You said skits. Is that? Did I get you correct on that?
Just little different things that some of the Beatles did. For example, I don't want to give it away too much, but when we have Ed Sullivan in the show, Ed Sullivan comes out, and then we sing a song, and then he's still on stage, and I say, John says to Paul, "Hey, who's that little old man?" Which is from A Hard Day's Night, the line from A Hard Day's Night. So there's a bunch of different little things like this. It's hard to explain, but
as you look at
time we
okay, no, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say at one time we had a big yellow submarine that come across the stage, and just some different things like that. So it depends.
That's cute. Was there, as you were thinking about ideas, was there something that you wanted to do, but you're like, it would be too big or too difficult to incorporate or show?
Oh, there's been a lot of things like that. Definitely, for sure. We've you dream big, right? Then someone with a budget comes along and says, well, we can do this. And you say, well, I guess we're doing that. But at some point, I suppose if I had an unlimited budget, like the Love Show in Las Vegas, the Cirque show, that, maybe it would look a little different, maybe have different elements that we couldn't possibly do as a concert, which we are mostly now. It's mostly a concert, and there's a little bit of dialogue. But, I would love to do some bigger things, but you never know.
Do you rotate the sets? So if someone came out and seen it once, if they want to see it again, would they see something different?
Yes, definitely, for sure, especially with these themed shows that we've been doing. This time around at your place, we're going to be doing songs from Help, which are a lot of songs that we don't normally do. So we do rotate from time to time here and there. We have our rotation songs as well. But again, with the Beatles catalog, there's some songs you have to do. And when you look at those have to do songs, Yesterday and Twist and Shout and Hey Jude and Get Back and all the different songs everyone knows, you have to cut something to put something else in.
Yeah.
And I keep telling people, we'll be here for days.
Yeah.
If we play every single song everybody wants to hear, I would love to do that, but we just don't have the time or the voices to carry on a 7-hour show. But it gets a little weird with that selection, and we're always arguing back and forth.
Yeah,
should we keep this one? Should we cut this one? But from time to time, if you've seen our group a couple of times, you do know that we change up the show from time to time. So
when I have to believe at some point there are people clamoring for an encore. Do you guys come back out and do something special for an encore?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, we always do an encore, and just depending, that's a good time for a surprise as well. Just depending on, the time, our time limit and different things. Oh yeah, we'll always come back for an encore. I think the most we've ever come back for is 3. I think one time we came back for 3.
Yeah.
Very surprising. That was in Mexico. I don't know. They love the Beatles in Mexico. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, damn. I hate to say it, but I'm watching these videos out there on YouTube. The costumes are just incredible. I can't get away from them.
Thank you.
The Sgt. Pepper thing is just breathtaking.
When you think about how many times they were in a costume, the Beatles had so many different eras and different films and different, this and that. And so it's nice to also play a little bit of dress up,
Yeah.
and do the different costumes.
Paul ever have to wear a walrus costume?
Well, yeah, see, that's the whole deal with the Magical Mystery Tour ones, too. There's at least 6 different, because we did a Magical Mystery Tour show. There's at least 6 different costumes in Magical Mystery Tour. And so we just had to choose the ones that we thought it'd be a little difficult to get the walrus thing going, but, or for Let It Be, for Paul to grow a beard all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I was thinking, stick one on that looks cheesy, but yeah, it's so much fun.
How much, this is a performer kind of thing here, but how much adrenaline, how much you love when you get a chance to do your solo? People are going to love it, right? And do you really anticipate doing
I'm sorry, a chance to do what? I'm sorry.
Your solo, when you get a chance to go by yourself and you're going to sing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, well, every night we put Imagine into the show, which Imagine is not a Beatles song. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. It was done a few years after they split up, and we just thought it was so important. John Lennon was, murdered in such a serious way, and it was we just felt like he was always talking about peace and love, and we thought, we really do have to put this in the show. It means a lot to the Beatles people, and meant a lot to John Lennon, and that really means a lot to me, and I wrote a little speech in front of it that I say every night, and it's just weird.
Well, it's funny
how things change, and
no, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, it's just weird how things change, and John was always, yelling about peace and how for everybody to be, loving each other, and we still haven't got there.
Yeah, no kidding, right? The irony of the whole thing is crazy. You must love those sitting there, because I'm sure the audience melts when they know you're going to do it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful song.
It is. And like I said, I think everyone thinks about that. I think it thinks about the history of the Beatles and what happened to John. And, we have to move on and we have to take his message with us. That's all we can really do,
Yeah. So where do you guys, you're hitting Concord. Where are you going to be going after that?
Oh, my goodness. You probably have the schedule more than I do. But I know that
I was just trying to see if I put you on the spot.
Yeah, we have a bunch of other places that we're playing. I don't see my schedule right here in front of me, but yeah, there would be some other places. You can always hit the website, thefab4.com, to find those dates, or also on our Facebook page. I think if you tag or look for Fab4 Band, you can find us there. And we're playing all over the place during that time, so it'd be nice to see a couple of repeat buyers.
It's funny
great.
because it looks on at one point like you've got like an East Coast tour. So you're here in Concord, you're going to be over Maine. At some point, you're going to be down in New Jersey and then Connecticut. But then you head all the way back out to Temecula, California. You're up to Canada. You guys don't rest. My God.
No, we don't. In fact, we have a couple of casts for that reason, because a lot of times we can't get everywhere. But everyone's great, and it's such a great time going all over the world performing the Beatles.
Yeah. Ron McNeil, my friend, thank you so much for this. It was so entertaining.
Thank you, Ray. Really appreciate it. I had a great time.
Oh, good. Folks, you've been listening to NH Unscripted. I know you're clapping your hands in the background. They're coming in from a dating game like this. The WKXL Studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls of Manchester. All right, get out to the Capitol Center for the Arts Friday, January 23rd. Come on. Get off your couch. Go see these folks. Fab4 tribute, ultimate tribute. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you so much.